WWE champion. Okay. All right.
AJ, you need new glasses, bruh. My number one, because this bitch got me so many points, is Rhea. Thank you so much, bitch. Love you.
You know, Mike, for you being the creator of this game, you definitely suck at it. I'm sorry. There's just.
Hey, here's the thing. Here's my logic, bro. Look. The following podcast is scheduled for one fall. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MACKDOWN Podcast. Starring any combination of the following. Introducing Mikey MacD, Mr. A.J. Mitchell, Cam, and Kimmy. It's the MACKDOWN Podcast. What about the Dark Side of the Ring? Did y'all watch that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I got to record it. I haven't. I mean, y'all can talk about it. You're not gonna ruin that for me. It ain't nothing.
Bro, that shit revealed some shit.
I just won't be able to really like comment on it. I got to record it though.
There's a bunch of rapists back in the day.
Everything in general
The
just
whole
explains
fucking business was, bro.
that anybody from the 80s to the 90s was definitely in a different space and did things differently than how they do today. Because today that shit would not fly.
Here's my hot topic is, you know, they're going to not put China in because of her porn and, like, you know, all this other stuff. But it's like, but are you going to take these people out of your fucking Hall of Fame now because they're literal rapists?
Well,
they should.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have this double standard and be like, well, she did porn and had consensual adult sex and she's not allowed in. But then this other dude literally raped some chick unknowing, like, you know what I'm saying? But he's allowed.
And then threw her lifeless, naked body out in the hallway when they were done with him.
Like,
dude, I'm sorry, but I popped myself when I said that was the rocker dropper. I was crying. That's why I sent that to you. I know it's wrong. But that shit is hilarious. In the same retrospect, Kimmy, I agree with you 100%. There's never any excuse for someone to violate someone in any way, shape, or form, especially in something as heinous as a sexual violation. And I'm not in any way defending any of these guys. I'm saying at the end of the day that some of these females, I think in the long run, could have, in my opinion, stepped up sooner. In my opinion, also have not settled out of court because it makes them look like their story had relevancy, but not enough to put that into perspective of making that person seem like they're as bad as a monster.
Like you were saying earlier today, Kimmy, like when you get H-bomb, bro, like you don't remember none of that shit. Like you black out. Like so they probably don't even know what the fuck happened. They probably just woke up and was like, I don't know what happened. I literally remember nothing.
Guess I partied too hard.
I partied way too hard.
Yeah, I mean, I get it in that aspect as well. It's just a sad double standard, like you said, Kimmy. And at the end of the day, the problem is not so much in the fact that it happened. I feel the problem lies in the fact that it went on for so long and happened multiple times. And at the end of the day, these people are now screaming foul, and it's like I don't know. I mean, I don't feel you should come back 30 years later and say something. I feel it should have been addressed at the time in which it happened, and it's
Bill Cosby said the same thing.
I mean, he has some relevancy on the same thing. That still doesn't change the fact of what you did, but it does.
Oh, for sure.
But it does change the fact of how this person, quote unquote, says it's affected their life. If someone says, "Oh, for the last 30 years, this has been a problem for me," and did this, did that, X, Y, and Z. But yet, and still, you go and you become a doctor, you get a PhD, you have a successful life and everything. I don't see how that act hindered you so much, only in the fact that now you feel you can get something out of it. At that point, it kind of fucking makes it like everybody's wrong, so to speak, because you're doing it for ulterior motives, not because of the fact that it was wrong, but the fact that you can get something out of it as well seems to be more of a cry for, in the sense of attention, than the fact that, hey, something happened to me and this person should be punished for that fact.
Yeah, when you have a certain amount of dollars being pushed at you, though.
Well, here's the deal. In the same retrospect, why do you wait till that person has the capability of having that to be able to then say something?
Situations are situational, bro. Like they're all different.
Exactly, the situation, and I feel like the situation is presenting itself to be more favorable for the person who is quote unquote the victim in this situation, because they can get some retribution out of it in a financial upbringing and make themselves more, in my opinion, financially secure, rather than saying, hey, this person violated me and this is...
Maybe some bitch just had like, you know, heard the stories and was like, holy shit, I remember hanging out with Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, and I just remember nothing from that night and woke up and my ass was sore and don't remember shit, and now I know why, because I got fucking date raped. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're just now finding out.
I was going to say, though, from my understanding, though, it's not necessarily a bunch of girls coming out saying, hey, this happened to me. It's kind of like the dudes in the back being like, yeah, some sketchy fucking shit was going down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily
they're
like
telling
some...
on each other. They're telling on themselves.
Right. So it's not like some... Because I can understand, like, the chick that was in the interview from, the stewardess from the plane, whatever. Right. Like, outside of that, though, I don't think the other allegations are because girls are coming forward going, hey, this is what happened. It's literally like dudes being like, oh, well, actually, this is the shit that was going down.
They H-bombed Michael Hayes on the plane.
Right.
Like, they roofied him.
Right.
And that was, like, the thing to do back in the day, apparently.
Yeah, and so, like Cam said, they're almost, like, telling on themselves in a way. Mm-hmm. Or, like, like Tommy Dreamer, for example, kind of, like, he's, like, getting fired for defending people that actually did this stuff.
Right, but especially when RVD, like I said, Cam, you didn't see that interview, but RVD confirmed her story indirectly.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much
did. He definitely did.
So, I mean, even if he said it casually, that's still his recollection, which is damn near identical to the stewardess's recollection.
And here's the thing. RVD is known in the business to not be a liar. Like, he's known to be straight up, like, you know what I mean?
Right. And it's just a sad situation altogether. I just feel like if something happens to you as a victim, say something. Now, this is different circumstances because this is people telling the story other than the victim. But if the victim waits 20, 30, 40, 50 years to then come out and say something, it's like kind of, at that point, it loses in my opinion, it loses its luster. Because at that point, it's like, man,
it's
why,
like a statute of limitations type of thing.
Well, it's not even a statute of limitations because it's more in the sense of like
his word against hers.
Well, not only that, but it's showing the quote unquote victim is looking for something to gain now. Why wasn't this discussed at a time or even a more relevant time? If it was like a year ago.
So the girl said that basically they wanted to keep it on the down low, like they settled, right?
Don't sell it.
They settled it. They settled, and then they never said shit about it. And the husband apparently was like, no, don't say nothing. And the wife was like, I don't know why. I don't know. I have no idea why we did it that way. And then, fucking Terry Reynolds came out and was like, look here, if I press charges for every time something happened to me like that happened to her, I'd be in fucking court like literally my whole life. So it's like, there's a couple people that were kind of like, okay, yes, some shit went down. It was inappropriate, but I don't know, dude. And I don't think Tommy Dreamer should get fired for that shit, to be honest with you.
The core of what your statement is what, in my opinion, kind of sets the standard. Okay, it was inappropriate, but was it inappropriate to the point where it crossed certain boundaries and lines? or was it inappropriate to the point where it's like, bro, you shouldn't be doing shit like that? Like, calm your nerves.
If Ric Flair is grabbing the bitch's hand and putting it on his dick, that's way too far.
That is way too far.
That's a sexual assault. Yeah.
Exactly, because at that point, you unwittingly did something to that degree, and when she said no, that was your opportunity to stop right then and there, apologize, and move on with your life. But no, you then move to the next step, and once you move to the next step, I always feel like that's the line for me personally. It's up until the person says no. Once the person says no, that's where it should 100% stop. 100%. If you don't stop at that point, that's when that's where I feel like it escalates.
Well, yeah. And this is just my personal uncomfortable, opinion. And I don't know.
Well, I told Mike I think it'll be interesting to see the fallout from all of this, just as far as who's going to start coming out with more things about more people.
Yeah.
Type of a thing, you know what I mean? Because it's almost like, yeah, like one little thing was said, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, and this and this and this. It's just like, whoa.
Right. It's the ripple effect.
Well, and then when Jim Ross just straight up says, well, yeah, Ric Flair got a pass because he's an established talent. You know what I mean?
Right. That all just shows, in my opinion, 100% of someone who got away with X, Y, and Z. I feel like at the end of the day, Tommy Dreamer should have just stayed out of it 100%. Him defending Rick, as you see, didn't go well because there was so much other than himself that was saying the total opposite. When someone says something, someone corroborates it, it's kind of hard at that point to defend that person unless there's some extraneous circumstances. RVD has nothing to gain from the stewardess and vice versa.
Well, and it's not like
doesn't even know who he is.
I was going to say, they're not all listening to each other's interviews, so it's not like Tommy Dreamer knows what RVD has been, said or anything like that. So he's in what I was saying yesterday is I don't think he was necessarily defending Ric Flair's actions. What he was saying was like, hey, I didn't see this happen, and in my experiences with Ric Flair, he's not that kind of guy.
Yeah, maybe he was sleeping during that time. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows?
Right. It's just in my opinion, the way it came across, I get where Impact is coming from, because he more was nonchalant about the way he expressed that, in the result of making a common viewer would say, maybe Tommy's saying she's lying. But here's the deal. Tommy putting himself in that position was Tommy's decision to put himself in that position to make those comments. Nobody forced him to. They asked him a question about it. He gave what he felt was his honest opinion, and his honest opinion got him caught up.
I think he said some shit like, Ric Flair, he's the nature boy for a reason. He's got a fucking hammer on him. You know what I mean? And so basically he was talking about his dick, so it's like, okay, well, obviously the dude's running around naked. I mean,
Right.
But in the locker rooms, how many times do you hear that? Tommy Dreamer had a game where they threw fucking ping pong balls at his nuts and his dick in the back. They'd be from across the room.
Tennis ball.
Was it tennis ball? Even worse. Even worse. Even worse.
But Tommy saying that, man, like, the one thing Tommy's reputation's always been is, like, Tommy's the ultimate boy. Like, he's the ultimate, like...
He's down for the cause.
Yeah, he's the ultimate backroom, like, backstage brother. Like, he's one of the, like, true, like, not necessarily, like, kayfabe, but, like, he bleeds that brotherhood maybe harder than anybody.
I believe that, too. And everybody reveres him in the back, so...
Yeah. So I think it's more like Tommy just taking up for his idol and also taking up for one of the boys.
Right, protecting the business, baby. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You do not sell. So with that being said, are we gonna start this? Because I gotta be done by 7. So that's an hour, less than an hour.
Yeah, you got.
I'm glad you told us.
I got my second. I gotta work again. Are we recording right now, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm glad we got all that in there because that's definitely serious. All right, so you know what I'll do? I'll jump us in since I'm the one pushing us all. So first what I'm going to do is say welcome everybody to the MACKDOWN Podcast. It is a Jay Mitchell coming at you. Almost said A Jizzle because that would have been disgusting. I don't know why I keep having that on the mind. That's gross.
That's just
But
that
I'm
character
here.
trying to get its way out. That's all.
I know, right? Oh, that's gross. So I'm here, of course, in the box. I'm over here tag teaming up with Cam. AJ Shaw's coming up in a second, but AJ's here. I got Mr. B sitting over there. How you doing, Mr. B?
Pretty good, just sitting here.
Just sitting there doing his thing. We got Kimmy on the mic. How you doing, Kimmy?
Doing good.
Yes, ma'am. You are doing good. Got a birthday coming up too, so you're looking good as well. We got Mr. Mac D. How
That's
you
me.
doing? That's
Good,
me.
man.
I love
Couldn't
it.
be better. Couldn't be better.
That's good. That's what's up. And definitely, like I said, coming from parts unknown in the southern tip, we got Cam sitting over there. How you doing, Cam? Cam, how you doing?
Man, that's me. That's me. I'm glad to be back this week, sipping on some cherry Pepsi.
Yes, sir. We missed you. I had to take it over and do a little AJ Shaw. Actually, a matter of fact, speaking of AJ Shaw, yes, we're gonna kick it off with what happened this week. So, from Raw to Rampage, we're gonna go through it all. Once again, Raw being the beginning of this week. Oh my goodness! All I got for you is 4 letters making 2 words. Big E. Yes, Big E is your WWE World
Heavyweight Champion!
The world, baby, yes. He did it up. He cashed it in. Bobby Lashley, kudos to you for putting him over. We're going to jump into that, and we're definitely going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about NXT 2.0, a new brand coming at you. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff on there, including a wedding that I actually enjoyed. I really don't get over on the weddings with WWE, but definitely that was a great wedding that they did on NXT 2.0. We'll jump into that and everything else. Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson. We is going to see it in Queens. My hometown is the Bronx, but New York step up. Shea Stadium happening for the AEW Heavyweight Championship. We're going to jump into that. We're also going to jump into SmackDown. We had some new number 1 contenders happen on that show. Finn Balor and Big E? What? Oh my goodness.
Makes no sense.
Talk about the fallout. That's crazy. They're the number 1 contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship after the Street Profits get their turn. Finn Balor is going to be fighting for the Universal title. Actually, excuse me, the Demon. So we're going to see what that happens. It looks like it might be a spoiler alert because they've already promoted Brock and Roman in Saudi. So we'll see how that happens. And of course, our fantasy wrestling wrap up, we're going to get on that. We're also going to talk about AEW promos. Boy, I'm out of breath. I'm out of time. That's
blue in the face.
Yard. I'm giving it up. It's all to you. That's how we do it, baby. How you doing?
I like it. All right.
All right, man. Moving on to
That's good.
Cam's Corner.
Tag.
Man, I ain't got too much this week. Just, the draft's going to be October 1st and the 4th. I think it's much needed for the WWE products.
Yes.
Freshen a lot of things up. And then, y'all know me, I'm the ratings guy, so I got your ratings ready. Raw had a 1.67. That's still a low number going up against Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
But I think without Big E, man, it probably would have done a 1.1 or 1.2. I think it would have been a terrible. So I think Big E probably saved them. NXT 2.0 actually did a good number. They did 770K up from 601K last week. Dynamite was down 10%. They did 1.17. And then SmackDown did a 2.21 up from a 2.16. So SmackDown continues to rule, continues to be the best show on TV every week. And I think it's going to stay that way for a while.
I don't see him slowing down.
Because the tribal chief has spoken. Acknowledge him.
Acknowledge.
And they are acknowledging him.
He's so great, man. God, he's so great.
It is funny because I thought that moving to Friday was just going to kill their product, but it's actually been successful.
It's thrived.
Yeah. Like, I look forward to SmackDown every week.
That's the only show to me that has anything consistent going, worth watching.
Let's jump right up into that. We'll skip all the way to SmackDown real quick. We'll come back to Big E because that was definitely a big moment, and we will definitely need to touch on that.
Well, I mean, SmackDown has Big E.
Right. And that's what I was going to say. SmackDown having the potential to make us potentially think that Roman could be going to Raw, bro.
They're kind of teasing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, as of right now, Raw doesn't have a world champion because Big E is a SmackDown wrestler, and he's over. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it, but
no, by default, I would think he would go to Raw because
Yeah,
that's
he'd go to Raw by default. Yeah, because that's how it is when you with the cat. You always like went to that brand by default. You just got to choose which title you went after.
that makes
Right.
sense.
Remember, Benoit did that when he won at 20, when he decided to fight Hunter instead of who was the champion? Eddie would have been. That would. Oh wow, we almost could have got an Eddie versus Benoit main event
WWE.
for
Yeah,
20, which would have been crazy. They would have tore the house down. Do you think that would have been better than? I know I'm getting so sidetracked. Do you think Eddie and Kurt or Eddie and Benoit would have been better?
Give me Eddie and Kurt.
you think Eddie and Kurt?
Eddie and Kurt versus Eddie and Benoit. Who do you think would be better?
I mean, I'm gonna go with what I know. I mean, and Eddie and Benoit was always great.
They had great
you can
chemistry.
never-
They're best friends.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that they kind of made each other. So
You think that would have been a better match for the main event? Kimmy, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of agree because they had.
I mean,
A lot
and
of
at that
history
time,
and-
Benoit was hella over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
very.
that song.
Doing those fucking butt heads, though. Those headbutts.
Butt heads.
Yeah. So, Mr. B, what do you think? Do you think Kurt Eddie was better or would have been better than Kurt Benoit, or do you think it'd been the other way around for the WWE?
Nah.
What is that? Undisputed title, right? That was the undisputed title.
No,
on the
I
line.
agree with everybody else. They just have more chemistry together. They've been together longer. They've traveled together. You know, Kurt Angle's
Okay.
good
Yeah,
and
I also
all.
like-
And he would.
I
he
never
would have
like
good matches with
appreciated
him.
Eddie till he was gone, though. I never appreciated Eddie in the moment. I
Okay.
can admit that.
I'll agree with you there.
I knew he was great, but I'd never looked at him as like an all-time great when he was
Yeah.
alive. You know what I mean?
Right. Especially
the-
like work wise.
Yeah.
Right. The potential matches he was supposed to have with him and
Mhm.
Shawn, that would have been great. You know, I
mean-
personally did like the Eddie and Kurt match. I mean, I was there, so you know what I mean. I remember that
I mean,
match
I imagine
actually.
Eddie. No, like Eddie is like a producer now, or even in NXT.
Yeah, I see him in NXT definitely.
Man, like, or even like,
Legata. What is it?
I just imagine what he would have done with Dominic.
Mm.
Oh my god! Oh, I'm getting tearful thinking about that right now because
Yeah, I mean,
just
because
having
like, Ray,
Eddie,
yeah,
Eddie and Ray there, man, that would have been. I mean, Mike could tell you as well. When we first saw Dominic in and he fought Seth and he was doing the frog splash and everything like that, and it was SummerSlam. It was emotional. I'm not gonna lie, it was very emotional because we
And
saw the
Seth
history
was
of
wearing
that.
the fucking throwback, the Rey Mysterio gear. What was it, the Phantom?
The Phantom,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
purple, yeah. So I mean, it's definitely good. But sorry to sidetrack it all the way off. Back to SmackDown, definitely. I definitely feel that if SmackDown was to lose Roman, I think SmackDown loses its ratings. Personally,
think?
yeah.
But I think that's why they would move Roman to try to save Raw's rating.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what I'm
so then
thinking, too.
so that means personally, Brock Lesnar will beat Big E for the championship if it goes that way.
No, man,
Because-
Brock's going to get moved to Raw, too. It's going to be Brock and Roman on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I mean, I don't think y'all care about the spoiler, but like the number one spoiler is Drew being the first pick to SmackDown.
I don't hate it. I
I mean, Drew and Roman have history. I mean, if Roman, I mean, not Roman. I'm sorry.
I
Drew
would
and,
much rather have Drew and Roman separated at this point. Like, we got a taste of it early. I wish they wouldn't even have done that.
Yeah.
Because then they could keep building the story of these two fucking mega giants, basically. You know what I mean? They're both giant dudes, mega superstars, and then they can,
On different brands.
right.
So,
right.
so with that being said, with the spoiler you just gave, Cam, can Drew and Big E main event and be main event material for a SummerSlam or for a Rumble? I don't see so much for a Mania, just because I don't think that, and I know you're both gonna hate me for this, but it's just the way I see it at the moment. Big E doesn't have main event WrestleMania. He's not at that level yet. I don't feel
man.
he's there yet.
Why?
Yeah.
What is he missing to you?
Show your work, sir.
Because you keep saying it, but I want to hear why.
Why? Right? Okay. So
it ain't work rate.
Nope.
It ain't promo.
Nope.
It ain't charisma.
Nope.
It ain't physique.
Nope.
It ain't lack of crowd. So what is it? It ain't paying his dues. So what is it that he's missing that you're not buying?
It's just with the talent that's currently on the roster, I feel like it's when they gave Jinder the belt. And I'm not saying okay, listen, I'm not saying that him and Jinder are on the same level. I'm saying it's the same thing of when they gave Jinder the title. It's almost the same with Big E.
You don't think that Big E and Seth could fucking have a main event WrestleMania program?
I don't feel like
the history goes all the way back to NXT.
Right, and I feel like Seth would be the one to carry that to WrestleMania.
FCW,
it wouldn't be on the shoulders of Big E. Seth, in my opinion, is the bigger star in that match.
I think you're letting WWE's storyline of Big E right now taint your opinion of him, because honestly, the bullshit that they're doing with him and Finn Balor with the tag team, like what? Why?
Makes
what?
No sense.
Right?
That makes
Exactly.
No sense.
So it's not Big E's fault that they're trying to throw him into some bullshit. Like, I think, like Cam said, it's not Big E that's not ready. It's WWE that's fucking up the storyline to not route him in the right direction. That's the fucking problem.
You hit the nail on the head. In my opinion, 75%. The 25% is because of that 75%.
But here's the thing.
I see Big E so stuck with the New Day and the tag team and that group. When Kofi won it, Kofi always felt like the quote-unquote leader of the group because they presented him that way. They gave him his street cred to say, why is he not the WWE champion? They never really gave Big E that, like, that same street cred, that same rep. I get it. Big E being the WWE champion is, in my opinion, like when John won it the first time. You're like, really? John? But John was hot. John was on point. John had the crowd. John had the promo.
Went on, and then guess what? He went on to be the biggest box name for 15 years. So why can Big E not do that?
And I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying he's where I was when John won the first one. That's all.
So you're in a want to be proved wrong stage.
Yes, I'm in that hey, he's a champ. Okay, prove to me that you are the WWE champion now.
I feel you, and I understand.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he shouldn't be. I'm saying to me.
But if there's anybody who can overcome the booking, who can turn chicken, shit into chicken salad, it's Big E. Because of the charisma, because of the support he has in the business. Not even in WWE. I don't know. Like, I went on Twitter and was just reading the support. I mean, industry wide.
You got NWA shouting him out.
I mean, it's industry. I mean, fucking the FTR are like fuck yeah. Like, that's what they were like. Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, just E deserves it. Everybody, like Jade Cargill's talking about E deserves it. She's a rookie in the industry, and he's had an impact on her. So, like,
hey, I heard the SmackDown crowd. And that wasn't piped in. That was not piped in. Raw's
wasn't piped in. Did you like them motherfuckers jumped up in unison?
Yeah, I was gonna say there was like a visible reaction. You know what I mean?
And I'm at the now what though. That's where I'm at. Like you said.
But and that swings me into like Big E. Well, and I think Bobby did a great job in the 4 minutes that they had of making Big E look great.
Yeah.
Did you see that slap though?
He slapped the shit out of him. Dude, the sweat just went flying.
And you saw Bobby mouth the word. I mean, well, he didn't mouth it, but
ring the fucking bell.
Ring the fucking bell. And he was tagging him. He was giving Big E some like, okay, let's have some fun.
And I talked to Mike, like, I said it in the group chat too, like, after watching that, because Bobby's one of them people, like, you don't hear a lot about Bobby outside of the industry, but like seeing like the Stone Cold interview, you got to see like a whole different side of him, and Bobby's just a man's man. He respects the business, respects his peers. I mean, but he's a no bullshit kind of guy also, but like,
he's a man's man.
you know how he had to take pride in like, hey, and even like at the moment too, like we can say what it is. Like, man, Big E's the 6th African American to ever hold the world title. 6th. WWE's been
Out of
around
all the
70,
talent they've had.
and he's the 6th.
He's,
And
he's only the 4th to actually be the WWE champion,
Yeah.
the company champion.
Yeah.
But to be a world title champion in the
and one of them are considered The Rock, who's not even fully
not
African
even full,
American.
yeah, he don't even
Right,
talk
so-
about that side.
You know, like as at that part of it too, like, you know, Bobby had to take pride in, and then also just like we said, he's so universally loved, man. Like nobody's throwing a flag of like, nah, this ain't the right call. So I mean,
AJ,
but yeah, I mean,
what I
it's-
have to
it's-
say
it's
to you is
ultimately,
that you're wrong.
for me.
No, AJ,
What? What was I wrong about?
you're
Well,
wrong.
no, I mean,
you're
AJ
wrong
just
about a
in the
Biggie.
point, like, he
Not
just,
being ready.
It's a new position for him, so it's a
Right.
it's a.
It's
thing
like he got promoted.
Here's
yeah,
the thing.
so it's
I just hope they don't strip it right off of him, kind of like they did with Kofi,
Yeah,
because
that's
they
what I'm
kind of
scared
fucked.
of, too.
They
Like,
kind
that
of
is
fucked him over in that way, and they need to give him the opportunity, just like they did with Roman, because we're all kind of like nah at first, but now we're all like, okay, yeah, he's he's held on to it for a while. He's been consistent in this role, like. It's getting over a bit. You know what I mean? So I think if they just give
Roman's
Big
over a
E the
year.
opportunity to fucking be a champion.
Just throw heels at him, man. Just let him start just fucking smashing everybody.
Dude, and when you're talking about Kofi being the leader, I mean fucking Big E's the big man. You know what I mean?
There
It's
really
just-
is no leader in that group, though,
But
if you
that-
think about it.
Well, that's what I mean, though.
because
Like,
because Xavier was always the mouthpiece. So I mean, they all kind of evenly played their role.
Yes, exactly. They were almost like the Shield.
Yeah,
there you
but
go.
Roman never talked with the Shield ever.
Roman just tried to kill you, which he's doing now, and now he's killing it, and that's why I give Roman his props. Speaking of giving them the props, congratulations to Index. They are now married together. We're gonna jump a little bit back to NXT.
He's
real
just
quick,
jumping all over the
2.0.
place, bro.
Hey, look, I want to make sure that we get it as much in as we possibly can. If I gotta exit early, I'll exit early, but I want to try to get some opinions in here. What did you guys think of the new NXT? Wow, the silence.
I was waiting for anybody else to jump in. I'll go ahead and jump
I mean,
in.
I got opinions. I felt like I
All right,
talked.
how about
last
this,
segment, so I
Mr.
was
B?
gonna let them-
Mr. B, I'm giving it straight to you,
Voluntold.
Mr. B. NXT 2.0. Start us off, baby.
Well, I do like the change. I'm not gonna lie, it looks better. It's not so dark. You can see more of the crowd. It's bigger for more crowd, so it's more on a top roster level kind of wrestling company. Even though it sounds like it's gonna be, they're just gonna develop their own people. That's all it's gonna be. It sounds like.
I love it.
It's the minor leagues.
Mr. B,
Yeah.
Mr. B, let me ask you another question, and I love it came with the claps. Did you feel like it was more presented as an indie show or a studio show?
Felt more studio to me.
Okay.
Just with
Same.
more of a crowd that you actually got to see.
That shit was Studio Wrestling
Yeah.
101.
It was more that NWA, but on
Yeah.
a bigger scale.
A little
of
bit
course.
bigger, a little bit more lit up. Yeah, I liked it. I thought the presentation was great. They introduced They debuted 6 people. You know what I mean? In one show. I was a little confused because I was like, "Has this motherfucker been here? I missed literally 1 week, and what the fuck? Who's this guy? Who's this girl? You know what I mean?" But no,
Kimmy.
I liked it.
Kimmy, Tommaso Ciampa is your new NXT champion. Thoughts? Comments?
I don't have much comments about Ciampa. I'm a fan of Ciampa always. Like
Okay.
I dig his wrestling style and his psycho character. You know what I mean?
Psycho Killer.
Did you think he was going to win
Killer.
based upon the people that were in that match, or did you see an outcome with someone else?
I guess I didn't really think about that in my mind. I guess I didn't really expect one winner or the other in that match for some reason. I don't know why. I was just like, oh,
I was expecting Dunn.
Yeah, that's who I
Done?
thought
Okay.
was going to win too.
Cam, who were you thinking?
No, I thought Ciampa. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I wanted Ciampa. I
That's
really
what I
didn't know
wanted, yeah.
how they were gonna go. I wanted Ciampa. I was ready for Goldie to go home,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they've been reunited. So I'm happy about that.
So good.
I personally thought Kyle O'Reilly was going to win it until he got taken out. Then that new guy coming in. Anybody remember that new guy's name?
Von Wagner.
Von Wagner, yeah.
I thought
he looked
he
like,
might actually-
He looks like Van Hammer.
I thought he was actually going to take it. In a
Yeah,
surprise.
I did too. I was like, man, they going
Hey,
completely
I was gonna say
sideways.
that's a
with this
Vince
shit. Like,
McMahon creation right there.
Yeah, speaking of your debuts, Braun Breaker, Rick Steiner's son, he came through and destroyed LA Knight in the first match. What do you guys think?
Hey, did y'all get Goldberg vibes with him?
Mm.
And not like in the work rate or anything, but just in the presentation and like the way that they said, basically, here you got a strong match and you're gonna go over strong, and then not to mention at the very end of the show, him and Tommaso had a face to face. You know what I mean? So they're pushing him to the moon. But yeah, I got like a Goldberg vibe from him.
That's really interesting. I personally thought, honestly, with you saying that, with him beating LA Knight in the beginning of the night, I thought it was going to be a swerve where LA was actually going to win the title.
That's their
That's
formula.
it.
They always do that.
Right, and that's where I would, you fall down the WWE rabbit hole of storyline,
Yeah.
you automatically go straight to that. That's your first option. So I'm glad that definitely didn't happen. But Braun Breaker, I think, is going to be a great outlook, a breakout superstar, and going after the world title right off the bat. Go ahead, Kim.
I just hope that it leads to us getting a cameo from his dad.
Yeah, that would be great.
I don't think it will, but I'm gonna let y'all know now. If it does, I'm gonna pop like a motherfucker.
Rick
So
Steiner
Cam,
just shows up
in your
the crowd.
research, have you found out anything pertaining to how they're going to do the takeovers or anything? Or are they going to be?
I hadn't seen none of it.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm gonna see if you can get assignment. If you can look into that and see if they're gonna do like just four, or they're gonna do.
There's no
I mean, there was
takeovers on the
kinda,
calendar.
there was
right
no,
now.
there was no information leaked. Like the only thing that we knew is they were going to go to a less indie signing, like a lot more, turning it back into development. And I told Mike on the phone, like, I think by WrestleMania, it might not even be on TV no more.
Oh, it'll be a digital show like on Peacock exclusively.
Well,
Maybe.
I think it might just be developmental in the PC with no TV, and we don't see them until they debut on WWE.
Yep.
Like Vince going all the way back to the basics.
Yep.
So how would we actually know about these superstars? It would be what, dirt sheets or
When they debuted,
Yeah, they would WWE would have to do the vignettes and build them up and do the shit.
we didn't know about Cena, Orton, Batista, Brock, none of them.
But you
until
can
they
still
debuted.
see OVW though.
Well, not to say you still can't see the product. I'm sure you'll still be able to see it in somewhere, but you know what I mean.
Not on national TV.
Yeah, they may not.
Yeah.
They may take it off of USA. Like, yeah, it may be on Peacock. We may still be able to watch it.
They
but-
might just wait till the contract runs out.
Yeah, yeah.
That would. I'm sorry. I wouldn't. I would be definitely hurt about that because
Well-
I like the brand. I mean, and especially
Yeah.
with them promoting it the way they do.
Well, if you think about it, dude, NXT gets talked about more than Raw sometimes, especially in a lot of podcasts and shit. Well, at least the ones I listen
Yeah.
to. And Vince McMahon's not a fan of that shit. He's like, no. Like WWE is the product. We should not be having this kind of competition within our own company, basically. Which is a contradiction because he's got Raw and SmackDown doing the same shit. You know what I mean? So
Well, yeah, but
Makes no
you got to
sense.
realize that with them being on different days, different product, it's two different shows. They're handled separately. I mean, in the same retrospect, NXT is looked upon that as the same. However, because like you said, the popularity of NXT superseding the flagship show, where they do that at? Apparently, you know what I mean? How you doing over here? So I get where you can see in Vince's mind of saying, hey, my bread and butter is not even producing the way my side of potatoes is. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and that retrospect definitely could create a contradiction, and especially the product in which he produces. He's like, yo, I'm producing Raw. Raw killed it. We survived WCW. We survived everything, but now we can't get over a 2.1 rating. Like we was getting 3s and 4s at one point. But wrestling
TV's
has
different,
changed.
man. TV's different as a whole, though.
I mean, it's changed, but he's also not giving us no, like,
Nothing new. Nothing.
to
Right.
have that want to see. I mean, also you have streaming and being able to watch it on Hulu or Peacock or on demand or even DVRing it has changed TV drastically in the last 10 years. So
Correct.
but I mean, they're also not helping themselves. Like I can see if they were doing everything to help themselves and then it wasn't happening, then you're like, damn, now we're just a victim of circumstance. But when you're killing yourself and you got to face all these other obstacles, you're just double doomed.
Exactly. And COVID didn't help, and now that it's bringing back and creating some buzz, sorry to step all over NXT, and definitely the wedding was great. Kudos to Dexter Loomis and Indy Harwell. I love that whole segment with them. AEW right now is the bee's knees, bro. It's where we want to focus our attention on, and I think
It's a pro
WWE is
wrestling
picking up on
product.
it.
It's
Say it again.
it's a pro wrestling product. It's not a
Correct.
sports entertainment product.
Well, and I
Correct.
think repackaging NXT gives Vince the opportunity to cut a lot of fat and get
Yeah.
rid of a lot of writers that he doesn't have to pay for and get rid of a lot of shit that he doesn't have to pay for and just let the old guys and the old talent and the trainers kind of be the writers, essentially. Do you know what I mean? Like, make it more small operations. And I think that's what they're also trying to do in that regard, too. Because, I mean, there was a lot of bouncing back and forth between, NXT and then now you're on Raw or now you're on fucking SmackDown. It's like there was a lot of just blending of brands there. And so you're also having to blend all of that additional fundage to then, like, have writers that are now going to NXT versus focusing on Raw. And so the writers and like the creative is probably getting stretched way too thin. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, and that's why. And so that's probably why they're like, you know what? Let's just kind of cut, like back up, start from the beginning. You know what I mean? Take this shit off TV. Cut,
So
cut
do
the extra talent, cut the extra money we're spending on all that, and just like, And so if you want to go seek out NXT, you're gonna, but it's not going to be readily available to you, streaming live on fucking a network near you. You know what I mean?
So do you feel that, with that all being said, Vince has finally come to the realization that he may be losing touch? Personally, I'm not saying he's admitting it, but do you think personally he may feel that there needs to be a real shakeup? You know how the draft is supposedly the shakeup? That included even backstage because they switched shows apparently. What do you guys' thoughts on that?
I don't, because he took over NXT when he wasn't a part of it. So I feel like he needs to be more hands on.
Well, maybe NXT is his way to do that. But like, here's the thing, guys. When you're tied to a network, now you have to follow those network guidelines and you have to write the stories and tell the stories that they want to fucking see. So if Vince, really wants to take back hold of the product, taking it off TV is likely the best thing to fucking do, to be honest, because then he can do it the way he wants to do it. And then once he moves them up to the main roster, he's giving the networks what they want, but in his way still. And he still has some sort of creative control because the wrestlers will be groomed in such a way. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they don't have to have this process of being groomed, but also while being on network television, which has certain expectations. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why Finn Balor's bouncing back and forth, and like these superstars, Mandy Rose. That's why she got bounced back because they're like, oh, we need, you know what I mean? They're expecting some big talent on NXT, so what can we do? But really, it's our starter brand, so we don't know. They just have so many identities for NXT, unfortunately. So I think it's kind of good that they're just like washing it clean and trying to start over. Because the wedding, in my example, is in my opinion, is a perfect example of them kind of going back to the basics. Because how long has it been since we've had a wedding that's actually been entertaining, that we're actually invested in?
That
Right,
didn't
that
get
whole
fucked up.
storyline.
Yeah, the whole
I
story.
mean, the whole storyline, and then the fact that like the first time we ever hear Loomis talk is saying "I do."
I do.
Yeah.
Dude, and everyone's reaction and pop, even when he said "I," everyone's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, oh, it was
He talk-
hilarious, dude. And then the whole thing with the hatchet, when everyone's like, oh, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah,
and just
that-
staring at
that's what I
everyone
wanted
down.
to
Oh
touch
my
on.
god.
Like that shit popped me so hard when he
Same.
tapped with the facial expression with the
Same.
hatchet.
Dude,
That was
man.
that was great.
He's like
And then,
he's like one of my
all
favorite
the
NXT
groomsmen
wrestlers. now.
wearing his. Oh no, I'm sorry. All the groomsmen wearing his black shirt with the gloves.
Yeah.
Like that shit was hilarious.
We're in a
What are you saying,
ring,
Mr.
stupid.
What are you saying, Mr. B?
We're in a ring, stupid.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. I definitely did definitely enjoy that, and Mike knows from day one. I've been on the Dexter Loomis train. Like I've said it that I feel Dexter Loomis is potentially going to be a great character that
Yeah.
that could definitely progress. And he's one of those characters that don't need a title. He don't need, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He as a whole is an attraction. And if you're trying to create attractions, Dexter Loomis is definitely it.
Yeah.
I really wish we could have got a Fiend Dexter Loomis storyline. I think that would have been super crazy and would have probably taken us to places that we probably would have been like, what is going on? But hey, shit happens for a reason. I do think Dexter Loomis, though, if protected properly and written for properly, could potentially be a great attraction, and either a great heel or face, depending on how you present him.
And it,
He's. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say it just proves that you don't have to have everything right up front. As far as like, dude, he never speaks, and he's so fucking over. So it just proves that if you play to people's strong, or play to people's strengths, that you
Their
can
strengths.
get them over without having to have the promo or the look or the this or the that. Like they can,
Just to be consistent with it.
right?
If you just
Yeah.
do the same
And-
shit
and-
and be consistent, like
and
it
maybe-
will get over.
And maybe he's awesome
And
on the
his-
mic. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
And his artwork too. I mean, come on, that's just a great extra element to the whole thing. It's just Dexter Loomis, and you see the versatility. They had him host a whole takeover. He hosted it, and still got over.
And
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
say a
with the
damn
drawing.
word.
With the drawing.
And
Like
he. Go ahead, AJ. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's almost like you got the charismaticness of the Miz in a silent but deadly character that almost gives you the Stone Cold vibe. It's great.
And the one thing that's not really talked about is he can work.
Yeah,
Like he can
yeah.
actually work, like deliver in the matches in his storytelling because of his facial expressions from his character fit like him it fit him perfectly. So like that you got that aspect, and I just want to give a shout out to Road Dogg because Road Dogg's kind of been his one-on-one
mentor?
producer, his producer with the whole character,
Oh.
the whole character. So Road Dogg's been like the one behind that. So I just think they've done a great job, both of them.
And he's the
And
only
that's
one that looks
supposed
like
to
him too.
I love it.
Well, NXT, like we said, was great. Speaking of also great, we also wanted to touch on a little bit of the AEW realm. We got some great stuff going on Dynamite, including Dynamite promoting their main event for Queens back in my hometown, Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson at Shea Stadium, or Arthur Ashe Stadium, excuse me, where tennis is played. What do you guys think is going to happen with that?
Well, it's not a title match, right?
No, I don't think. Well, it might be. I don't know if it is or not because I think
I
think he made mention of it like it doesn't. Titles don't need to be involved. It's just me versus you to see who's better.
So we'll have to clarify that
So if that's the case, then I think Bryan Danielson's definitely going to win that match.
for sure.
Wow.
Now, if the
Wow,
title's
that's-
involved,
Yeah, that makes things way more interesting.
definitely.
I'm not excited for it. I'm just letting y'all know now.
Oh wow! You sound almost as excited as Adam Cole starting off Dynamite. Mike was not happy about that, were you?
Well, like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, I know you want to start the show hot, but fuck it, start it with Darby. You know what I mean?
What
Yeah.
is Brian right now? Just Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson,
That's it.
he's the American Dragon.
American Dragon.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
calling him the
minus
American
that.
Dragon.
Yeah,
But what has he referenced American Dragon?
not once. Right, you're absolutely
His
right. Ken.
his video
So-
board says American Dragon when he comes out. That's it. That's literally it.
Oh, I didn't
mean,
even know that.
it does, but I'm just saying, like, how are we supposed to know that these people know what Ring of Honor is?
Well, if any fans in the world know what Ring of Honor is, I would imagine it would be the AEW fans.
Yeah.
Or
I
like
agree.
the quote unquote smartest fans, you know what I mean? Or at least they'll tell you that.
I mean, he hasn't changed his shirt. He's worn a white fucking tee.
He's the hippie
Every
millionaire,
time.
man.
I don't know. he can't do the yes. You got
Yeah, I was gonna
motherfuckers
say.
yes, and he's just
He's just putting his arms out.
like I don't get it. Like I'm just
I guess
Wait a
we'll
minute,
see when
he
the
can't
bell
make his
rings.
gesture. He can't do this.
Like he
I
can't be
don't think
himself.
so.
No, he don't know because he doesn't know. He hasn't gotten like official word if it's a
It's okay.
trademark by WWE or if it's a crowd participation thing that he can't control.
I mean, because they did sell merch and shit with it on there, so I mean, I don't
Yep.
Yeah, but you can't trademark a word.
They did, though.
WWE's trademarks everything, bro.
They did trademark. They trademarked yes.
That's just like when the Hardys re-debuted, they weren't sure if they could delete or not. So you didn't see it a whole lot at first.
Oh,
well, I mean,
boy.
and you may want to transition out of the yes gimmick anyway. You know what I mean? Just like,
But that yes gimmick was him.
I
Like
don't
that
think
shit
that's
took him
ever
to
going
another
away.
level.
well, no, it's just like it's no different than any other wrestler with their
I mean,
thing.
They called it Yeselmania. I mean,
Now, if they
I
were
mean-
to, if somebody was to ask him a question, like, oh, blah, 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 you want to fight or whatever, and he's like, yes, they can't say shit to him about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
They cannot be allowed to be like, oh, fucking gimmick infringement. He said yes. It's like, well, he was answering a question, so I see what you're saying.
Now, if they start doing that in like a very obvious diggy type of way, that would be really funny.
Yeah, look around the crowd.
Yeah. Just start
Yes?
saying yes randomly. Yeah. Oh my god, that would be funny. Anyway,
Digs.
yeah.
Do you like apples? Yes.
yes.
Hey, man, the only other thing I had for AEW, me personally, was Sammy and Miro are going to start a program, and I'm excited for that.
That should be interesting. I mean, they're throwing Miro a lot of meat. So, you think Sammy will be the one to take it off of him?
I hope. I was thinking about that today. I really hope.
Even if he's not, I really feel like Sammy's going to fucking get mega over during this program because he's going to already be a sympathetic babyface coming in because he's smaller. And Miro's probably going to fucking stomp him, dude, like the first match.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
Sammy's just never going to die, and he's going to keep coming back, and then he'll finally get one over on him. That's the way I see them booking it, like if I was going to do it.
I just hope it
Oh.
waits to the shakeup.
Mike's like, I don't want that loss.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, speaking of shake-up, do you guys have anything else for this week? Well, yeah, actually, there is a couple things. There's a couple more things.
I was gonna say what I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about was the Usos,
Yes.
Okay.
the bloodline versus potentially the New Day.
That's happening Monday night.
Mhm.
So
This is Monday.
yeah, that's gonna be great.
Me and Cam were just fucking talking about how much this program would
Yeah.
be so awesome to see, and then bam, it literally happens in
It
one
literally
week.
happened that night.
So, yeah.
We were talking about that shit Friday in the
Dude.
car.
Dude,
And
Fucking
just,
crazy.
And just on a side note, that's where I'm at, and this is where the Big E thing comes back full circle. Because, yes, I see Big E as part of the New Day, as part of the collaborative group of the New Day, and it's hard for me to see that. I mean, Big E, Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, Tag Team Champion. Yes, yes, yes. WWE Champion, okay. All right.
AJ, you need new glasses, bruh.
What has he got that?
No.
What has he got that Kofi that don't have, or what does Kofi have that Big E don't?
Like
why
tenure,
can you look
tenure.
at bro?
Just tenure.
Big E's been there for 10 fucking years or so. He's been in that program for about 10 years in the FCW, NXT, WWE program. So he's
But
been
Big-
there for almost just as long.
But not done as much as Kofi.
That's not his fault.
Yeah, but still, I think Kofi should have got it way before he
But I-
did.
Yeah, and outside of Kofi
That's
Mania,
debatable.
outside of Kofi Mania for the 6 months,
Mhm.
Big E's always been more over than Kofi.
Yeah, dude.
Agreed.
Oh, see,
He's always been the gem in the. I'm not going to say. There's no New Day slander. But if we were going to
No,
say
yeah.
gem in the rough,
Yeah.
he's the one to me that shines the brightest out of that whole group.
he's more charismatic than both of them, than all of them.
Right.
I personally was surprised when it was Kofi versus
Same.
like instead of Big. I'm like, oh, they're doing.
I definitely
Really?
wasn't.
I was, because in my mind, the way that they push WWE champions, they are the Bobby Lashleys, they are the Roman Reigns, they are the big guys. You know what I mean? So it just makes sense.
Land of the Giants.
Just makes sense.
See, in my opinion, Roman in the Shield, like we've always said, Roman should have been the one to turn, not Seth. I
Mhm.
think Seth would have still had the same career he has now.
Definitely.
However, I
Mm-hmm.
think Roman would have been this Roman that we see today. That Roman was already there had it been him who turned and went with the Authority. I
That's a
think
whole nother pod for the fucked up botch storylines they've done.
yeah, yeah, I think Roman would have been way over more than Seth was in that whole time frame, and I think
Definitely.
Roman probably would have been Batista John level way before all this shit and so on and so forth. But that's what if.
Yeah.
Right now in the realm and scheme of things, I do like the Bloodline versus New Day,
It's gonna be,
but I
dude. It's gonna
still
be
see
great.
it almost like the New Day versus Shield type of situation. I don't see the Big E, and this is just my personal opinion. Like Cam said, prove me wrong. Yes, I want to be proven wrong, in the sense of saying, damn, Big E. How I felt about John Cena when he first won it and got the spinner, and I'm all like, this is not the WWE that I'm like. This is not the guy. But then, oh wait,
You're not that guy,
hey,
pal.
yeah. Then the bell rang, and I'm like, oh shit, that is the guy. John Cena superseded any expectations that I ever could have imagined. I mean, dude,
Bro, I'm just gonna tell you like this. No matter what combination of the New Day it is, if the Usos are on the other side, name a better
I,
fucking match. You
I
can't,
know,
dude.
I
You
know,
can't. And then you're gonna add
ex-
Roman to the mix too now?
Exactly.
Dude,
And
right.
yeah,
this is about to be.
yeah.
Hopefully, this is a program all the way to Survivor Series. They take this bitch all the way to Survivor Series. I'm
That'd be
down with
great.
It's
that.
a
They can
great
wrestle.
team effort. Exactly.
The New Day and Usos can wrestle 100 times, and I'm watching that bitch all 100
100.
times,
I'm
Yeah,
with
dude.
you.
and I'm not
100.
getting mad
They have
once.
never put on a bad match ever, dude. Never.
I agree 100%.
I think that the New Day's all strong standalone and strong like combined as a
Yeah.
team.
Same.
I think they're
Yeah.
Because
I think they're interchangeable talent wise, in my opinion.
100%.
So I don't think that it's like, I don't know. In my opinion, I think like Roman and Usos is like lesser than as far as talent and charisma. You know what I mean,
And they're related.
dude? Yeah, exactly. They're fucking brothers. You know what I mean?
All three of them related.
So it's just like
Yeah, the New Day. The New Day to me is the greatest faction in WWE history.
they're all individually amazing. And the Usos are like cool or whatever, but they got their own things going.
I can't wait. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna give me a reason to want to watch Monday Night Raw.
There you go. That's what they're
I just
doing.
hope we don't get a fucking swerve. I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
be
know it is.
pissed.
You already know. You already know. Well, speaking of swerves, y'all. Cam, you wanted to touch on some AEW promos?
I mean, I obviously like we've been hearing the promos, man. Like Ruby and Britt have been so
That was good.
cutthroat with
That was
each
so
other. Christian fucking just went ham on was it Adam Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Cole. And then we don't even have to talk about MJF. I mean, like that dude's just.
Oh, your
He's
favorite. He's your
He's
favorite.
walking the razor's edge, man.
I mean, it's almost like too much. Which I don't know if there's a such thing in wrestling, but it's almost like I don't
Crass.
know, man. You said what, Mike?
Crass. It's just
Yeah.
it's just mean to be mean, and
Right,
knowing,
like, it's
knowing
not
it's a
heat.
work, it's
Like,
still
it's-
you know what I mean.
Yeah, like it's not even considered heat at that point anymore. But I mean, I know it's a breath of fresh air as far as what we get from WWE, 100%. But do you think they're gonna reach a point where Tony like lets them go too far, and then it kind of goes out of control? I mean, there's been some shit said, and it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Ruby telling Britt she's only there because she's screwing somebody in the back, and Britt told her to go back to catering because that's what she's been the last 4 years.
Hey,
You
they
know,
were taking shots, and it was great. Everybody in the crowd was like, "Oh
Yeah,
shit!"
and then Christian telling Adam Cole that losing won't be a problem because he's already used to losing on Wednesday nights. So
Yeah.
I mean, like it's just all this like I think the realism of it, like them promos are great,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
then you have MJF's, which are
Another level, my friend.
Yeah, he's just like,
And the
oh,
fact
you
that
gotta
they drop
swallow.
piece
Your
of
mom's a
shit
crack
on that
whore.
show. They drop piece of shit a lot on that show. Like I had to have Cara leave because I'm like, okay, like
Yeah, they
'cause
love the
she
word
started.
shit.
That's their favorite
Yeah,
word.
they love the word shit, and yeah. So kid friendly, nah, whatever.
It's not
But
supposed to be though. That's not
it's
the
not right.
demographic they're looking for.
Right.
They want the 18 to 49.
That's what we
Well,
want.
right, and putting it this way, as Kimmy brought up last week about the type of programming for kids, like you said, WWE is more spirited towards that. That's why Kara and the rest of the kids get into that more so. I mean, Aaliyah, I'm not gonna lie, my older, she is more into the AEW
Of course.
because she likes that hardcore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She hears that and she's starting to recognize it. And I just love the fact that my kids are still in it, that they still like it. It's hard to keep their focus. So
All you gotta do is
kudos
keep it
to
on, man.
you.
That's what I did with Kimmy.
That's how you do it, right?
Yeah.
Beat it
So
into
Keep
it.
it on. Just never turn it off.
Yeah. Like you will.
So cool.
I mean, but even like, not even like the like taking shots promos. I feel like, so for instance, the ones that stand out to me right now are the promos that FTR and LAX have been doing on each other. They've been great because they feel like it's passion, like it's real. You know what I mean? Instead of like reading off a script. Like, what was it,
Yeah.
Cash, when Cash was or Dax was talking about when Cash was hurt, and he did that backstage promo. Like, that shit was great. Like,
It
that's
doesn't
the
feel
first-
scripted at all when they're talking.
Right. And I even said, like, that's the first time I've ever like really bought into FTR ever, as far as like just the promo and caring about their work.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to say, hey, we're the best tag team. Hey, we do it this way. Hey, we do it. Like, everybody says that. That's very vanilla. But when you start delivering the passion and speaking on it being life and death, or how you almost watched your best friend die and it's a shoot because, I mean, he literally got his veins ripped open.
Yeah, you can tap into that. You know what I mean? And it comes
Yeah,
from a
yeah,
very
so
real
it's-
place.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're doing a very good job of that aspect, way more than WWE right now.
By leaps
All
and
right, so-
bounds, dude. It's not even close.
Dude, and they just like Mike and I were talking when like Ruby Soho was in the ring with Britt Baker doing her little spiel, and she's like, you got fired. She's like, yeah, you know what, I did, but now I'm here, and I didn't have the freedom when I was there to do what I can fucking do. Basically, I didn't have the freedom to prove who the fuck I am, basically. And so
and that's what I love about AEW is they're letting them be them.
Yeah.
Letting them be their own person, no matter what they look like, what they wear, what their style is. They're letting them get over.
Well,
Naturally.
I think Cam will agree with me too. I was telling Mike that I think Britt Baker has Charlotte Flair energy. You know what I mean? She's very arrogant, but she's also
does.
very and she's like good with her promos. She's very good at like being better than, you know what I mean? Like, bitch, who
Yeah.
the fuck are you even talking to? Kind of attitude. You know what I mean?
She is, and she's fearless in the ring. She's just not. She doesn't have Charlotte's athleticism. But there's
No,
not
but
a
she
lot
can
of
get-
women walking this earth that's not a gymnast that has Charlotte's athleticism. So
Well,
you
and
can't
Charlotte
really
wasn't
compare
always
that.
the bee's knees. You know what I'm saying? So give her a little time. Give her a little time.
Definitely. So I got one last question for the group, and this will be a round question. I want the top 3 people who you think are the top 3 best people in the business right now, and you can any show in your order, starting with number 3, and I'm gonna start with you, Cam.
AJ, not to side rail your fucking your totally great topic here, but are you staying past 7 o'clock or?
No,
Nah.
I'm gonna wrap this all up once.
I was
we
gonna
get
say
through
because
these.
if you're not interested in the fantasy points, then you
then-
might want to save
Oh,
your little question for later.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? We'll pause that question. Edit all that part out for me, Mike.
I'm like
Well,
not
no,
to
we'll
derail
pause it-
you, but
pause
you're
it next
derailing the other.
He's like,
shit,
I'm
so.
driving the show,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to go by the
So-
script.
All right, so we're gonna jump into fantasy now. We had some great points added this week. Some great stuff happened with these guys. I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Mac D. He's gonna bring us up to the fantasy. Go ahead with it, bud.
All right, well, the fantasy league, of course, we started a week late, and what I did was the past couple of days went back and kind of recalculated all those points. So we're actually up to date from the first week. So what day did we draft? the 28th, right?
Yep.
So we drafted the 28th of August. So I got that week, and then last week, of course, and then this week that we just had. So to go over first to last here real quick, or actually, let's go last to first. You know,
All right, let's
go last
All
to
right.
first. So coming up the rear, we got a total whopping points, total points of 36, and that's yours truly for a total of 3 weeks. Shit tanked. I'm sandbagging to get Big E. That's what's happening.
He's like, I want that
That's what's
fucking
happening.
first
I
round
want that
draft
first
pick.
pick. In fourth place, Cam with almost 20 more points at 51. And then we got third place, AJ at 61. Second place, Kimmy, 68.
Yeah.
And first place, Mr. B with 71.
A commanding lead.
Of course.
I might as well
And
pack
it's
my
not
bags
fair.
and go home.
All my positive points got wiped away with the cash in, man. That shit. I got points for winning and losing at the same time.
I felt so bad for
Damn.
you. I'm like, well, at least you got like 2 match points. Like that kind of helped you a little bit, but
But I mean, I got 5 for winning the title and then 5 for losing. Lost 5 for, so I got washed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny as fuck.
Hey,
But
but I get points for having another match,
Mhm.
so that should
Yeah.
be more points.
you did. Yep,
Yeah.
we counted it.
Oh, are we making those changes?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, so we did decide that only time we can make changes is right here on the pod, right?
So sorry about
Yes,
that.
sir.
Go ahead and repeat that.
So I said, so basically the only time we can make changes is on the pod, we decided, right?
Correct.
And then the changes that we did decide, just so we're all clear, right? One move per 3 months, right?
Correct.
Or big 4.
Yep.
Okay. And then once you make that move, no more moves. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. And then of course, if somebody gets hurt, you move your reserve into that spot.
Correct.
Okay. Cam, the only thing I think I had for you was, I know that you drafted Hangman as your starter, but that was before we knew we were drafting a reserve. So, what I was basically trying to put out there would be, we put Seth in your starting lineup as if you drafted Seth, knowing that Hangman was out. So that if that would have been your reserve, right? So
and I not lose my reserve chance whenever I'm ready to put Hangman back in for somebody else.
Correct.
Yeah, so we'll but it won't affect your points. So only the points will start going forward for
Monday.
Seth.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know,
But then-
backtrack it.
yeah.
100%.
But then when Hangman comes back, you can make that move, and then
That was my concern, is like, because it almost was like it was getting made for me. And I'm like, yo, I don't want to lose my reserve chance right now, just in case somebody gets hurt. So, but if you can let me just do it like naturally, then yeah, that's cool.
All right, cool. So that swap has been made then. So we'll have to
Okay.
move
We'll-
Seth up,
yep.
and we'll move Hangman down.
Yep.
All right.
And then starting this week, Seth will get those points, and then whenever Hangman comes back, we'll switch it back on the pod.
The drip god.
But the trip god.
Oh God.
And he'll be on fucking Broken Skull Sessions. It's actually going to be
I got
good. I can't wait.
That preview night.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious, dude.
Oh.
He gave Stone Cold like a landscape of where he lives on a blazer jacket.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Who
Yeah.
is
So
this?
I'll send it to
Seth.
you. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
please
funny.
do. Well, to piggyback off of changes, I am going to go ahead and make my once per quarter change.
I agree with this.
And I'm going to move Mansoor and Ali to my backup, and I'm going to move Orange Cassidy into my active roster.
Smart move.
Great moves. Kim.
Yeah, very
Great
smart move.
So my quarter move is done. That'll be my permanent roster for the remainder of this until the next Big Four.
Till Survivor Series.
Thank you very much. Glad to make that change. Those points will be starting for me.
I will
On
change
Wednesday.
nothing, and then I will get the first pick.
Hilarious. I mean, your backup's Sheamus, so I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say.
I
And,
made terrible picks.
And Mr. B, you're staying the same currently?
Yeah, I think I will stay the same.
Mr. B tried to sabotage his whole career last week.
Yeah, he damn sure did, didn't he? He was trying to give
Yeah.
himself less points every week.
We're like, what is wrong with you?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, AJ has done the change over here. I went from hero to zero because I gotta get ready to play some
Hero to
tunes.
Yeah, I didn't want to cut you off because I really did like your topic.
Yeah, we'll table that for next week. That way, to give some people some more time.
Yeah.
Cam, you can change your picks at that point because we'll just edit.
Oh
and
no,
dump
no,
it.
that's locked in. No.
Oh, that's
no.
locked in.
I'm kidding.
Also, too, like, I think a way we should close the pod every week is we pick a winner and a loser. Not show, a wrestler.
I like it.
One winner and
like
one
it.
loser for the week.
Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna pick
I like
like
that.
one of us. I'd be like, AJ,
Oh,
you lost.
oh,
for the
well,
week,
goddamn,
but
I'm the
you're
loser
like
every
first
week.
Like,
slander.
for instance, like for this week, my loser for the week would be fucking Mandy Rose. Because her hair looks god awful.
Are you crazy?
You're wrong.
Bro? She
Man, that
looks
shit-
so good, bro.
You out of
Good.
your mind. That
Good.
shit looks terrible.
I
She
think it
looks
makes her look like
plain.
everybody else now. That's all.
Yeah, that shit's awful.
Listen, I think they should have kept her little bob haircut. I thought that would have been cuter with the brunette. But I do love the brunette. It makes her eyes pop, dude. The outfit could
she
have been a
looks
little more
amazing.
unique because I do love her gold boots. I'm not gonna lie, it's like
Yeah.
my favorite. I love the gold boots. Like bring that kind of Mandy back, but with the brown hair. Why not? But who's your winner?
Woo! Man, I'm going Big E, obviously.
Yeah, it's gotta be, right?
That's
It's got to be.
gotta be Big E.
Hilarious.
I would say that too.
All right.
That would be my winner as well as Big E. I mean, he won the WWE title, well deserved, well overdue. They could have done this 5 years ago.
Yep.
Who's your loser of the week, Mr. Mac?
Damn, bro. Man, that's tough, dude. My loser of the week. That's hard when you don't really get to sit back and think about it.
Something that stands out as bad, man.
I know, dude. I know Monday Night Raw, right?
Mine's
Whole
Finn
thing.
Balor because I don't understand why they're doing it. to
He's
him.
kind of
he's a
like
loser.
the middleman right now, right?
He's a loser.
Yeah, they
He's a
should've-
big loser.
They should have had him
Wow.
bring the demon in at the pay-per-view. They should have waited and waited and waited.
Yeah, they should have.
This doesn't make any sense. So that's mine. Not because of Finn, but that storyline is shit.
My
Kyle
loser.
O'Reilly's going to be a loser of the week, too.
Can I pick a storyline that's a loser of the week?
Yeah.
I mean,
Because-
the wrestlers are involved in there.
Because
so who's that?
Big E and Finn Balor are the number one contenders for the tag titles, and that's just the fucking dumbest shit of all time.
Dude, so Big E's your number one and your like,
and your WWE champion.
he's like your best and your worst.
So are they going to try to set up a Finn Balor and Big E program? Is that what's going on here? I mean, that's
Tag.
per WWE's
it's gonna-
formula.
I think it might end up being a three-way.
They're kind of making a joke out of it. Like Finn Balor's already kind of a small guy comparatively.
Yeah.
So it's like he keeps coming in and then he gets fucked over by Cena and then he comes in and now Big E's there and then you know what I mean? It's like what's this little ping pong thing going on? It's really annoying.
Well, I can honestly say my winner of the week, obviously, yeah, I'm going to have to jump on that bandwagon. Big E, you had the biggest pop of the week, man. You had the biggest surprise. My loser of the week, honestly, and this is just because I feel overall of how the presentation for him was, is LA Knight, bro. Like,
I almost
Like-
said him too.
bro, you just got the shitted on.
Dude, LA Knight is just a couple inches maybe away from being a small person. So, I mean, of course he's going to get his fucking ass kicked by a monster
And
of a
Vince
guy.
is running the show. I don't know. Ciampa's smaller than LA Knight.
Well,
No way.
Mr. B,
I think so.
who's your winner and loser for here, Mr. B? Who you got on the task?
Winner Dexter.
I like it.
Ooh, okay.
He got the girl.
Yeah.
He got the girl.
He
got
yeah,
the girl.
he got the girl. He's got he's got the whole facials. He's got everything.
The facial.
He got
So
this.
sounds wrong.
Who's your loser?
My loser.
He's a freak.
Loser.
But after Mr. B.
I would have to say LA Knight too.
Okay.
His name crossed my mind too. He might be the overall loser. Damn.
My number one, because this bitch got me so many points, is Rhea. Thank you so much, bitch. Love you. You are coming through for me, and I love it. Thank you. Good pick for me. That's my number one, just for selfish reasons only.
Okay.
That's my girl.
Loser.
That's my girl. Every time she comes on TV, I'm like, ah, that damn out of my
She been holding you down since the Rumble.
Like, give me points. That's what I'm saying, dude. She's consistent. It's thank you, love you.
Who's your loser?
Oh, well, Finn.
Oh, Finn, that's right.
Oh yeah, Finn. That's right.
I mean, I could do Finn / Biggie, but I was told one wrestler. So.
I don't like Mandy's hair. That's not enough to make her my loser. In all seriousness, my loser, and it's been really the loser of the month, is Bianca. I think they're doing so wrong by her, and it's just fucking getting repetitively worse every week.
And she's gonna lose at the pay-per-view too.
Yeah, she is.
Bro.
We didn't even bring up Mayor Kane coming in and giving her the key to the city. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, you know.
Give her the key to the city. She should have attached it to her belt loop, like Mike said.
The county.
The county. Yeah,
Bro,
that's right.
well,
right.
fucking Kane needs to go run his city because Knox has the highest COVID rate in America.
Jesus.
Like legit, Knox County does. One of out of every 8 people in Knox County has COVID.
What
Jesus
the
Christ.
fuck? So everybody? It's the apocalypse over
He's
there?
like, we ain't wearing masks over here.
Yeah, I mean, that's how he was, which is crazy because that's what everybody's making a big deal of. Is like, you were a fucking mask wrestler, and now you're like taking a stand on wearing masks. Like, what?
It's weird, dude. I mean, yeah, there's
Give
an
me all
outbreak,
the
like,
masks.
wear
I
a
wear that
mask.
shit on the
What the
front and
fuck?
back.
Yeah, it's fine.
But look at it this way. He's like, I'm fucking retired. I don't have to wear a mask anymore.
I can do everything.
He's like, I
I
actually
wore a
make
mask
the
most of my
rules.
career. So
I passed the rules here, thank you.
So we're all set on these rules, right? Everybody's
Yeah.
cool with all the rules.
I
We're not going to change the rules anymore. That's it.
We're good.
locked.
We're
Please
locked.
stop changing the rules.
It's just like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. So we just want to make sure everything's cool.
Yep.
Okay.
we're good.
Everything is awesome.
Just to go back and go back a couple weeks to the first week, y'all. That first week, I got 1 point.
Dude.
Wow.
For the whole team, I got 1 fucking point, bro.
You know, Mike, for you being the creator of this game, you definitely suck at it. I'm sorry to just.
Hey, here's the thing. Here's my logic, bro. Look, I've had a bad string of my guys and girls are all doing great. They're just in championship programs and they're fucking taking L's in championship matches.
Drew in that United States title matches.
That was bullshit, bro. That was a
bullshit.
random bullshit. Fuck that, man. Yeah, that shit fucking killed me.
That was one of those what they call the gimme. That was a gimme putt right
I
there.
had- yeah,
I was
dude.
Like, okay, I'm losing all my points.
Mike getting all the TV points, but no match points.
No match point.
He's getting all his negatives. They're getting counterproductive.
Dude, bad.
You know, I'm just surprised that Shinsuke is getting me all these points. That motherfucker ain't wrestled or defend that title not one time.
Yeah, he just sits there on the side.
Apollo just
Yeah, he's-
attacked him
Yeah.
on Friday.
Yeah,
night.
yeah. So that's kind of made me nervous. I'm like, fuck.
That's
they're
Cam's
focusing
favorite
on
right there.
They're
Well, Apollo-
pushing Rich. Boo!
Rick Boogs.
Yeah, they're
Hey,
gonna push him to the moon.
he's crazy, dude.
And thank God I didn't move Cameron Grimes anywhere, because where the hell is Cameron Grimes?
He's been on TV.
He was at the wedding.
Yeah, he was
wedding.
at the
He was
wedding.
at the wedding.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
would've
He was
gotten
he was
two.
a groomsman.
He was.
Yeah, that's right.
He
He
paid for the whole wedding, yeah.
Champagne.
He paid for the whole wedding.
Oh yeah, he's $1 million champion. Million.
Well, that's all I really got for you guys. I don't have anything else to add to this unless there's something else you guys want to put forward.
I think we squeezed it all in, man.
Yeah.
I think we did. The only other
Yep.
thing I'm excited about is 2-hour fucking AEW shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all next week. That's
2
gonna
hour,
be
2
great
hour.
to talk about. They're gonna be in Queens, baby. New York crowd, you already know they're gonna go crazy.
2-hour.
Hey,
They're
Cam.
playing it.
Oh, go ahead.
What's up?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I think they're wrestling at the tennis court, right? Where they do
Yeah,
the tennis,
off our ass.
tennis
Yeah,
major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, dude. It is.
That's a great
so
venue for
beautiful
wrestling,
there.
dude. That's a great little venue for a wrestling show because it holds what 9,000-10,000 people.
Oh,
Yeah, but there's no roof.
That's great though because all the sound will be kind of in that little bowl.
You get one of them New York monsoons real quick coming on.
Oh man.
It's the gorilla. He hit him in the solar plexus.
Oh,
I'm still trying to realize. I'm still, for this day, I've been looking for my solar plexus. As soon as I find it, I'll
Hey,
let
next
you guys
time
know.
I'll see you. I'll let you know. All right.
Yeah,
How's that sound?
thank you.
Cool. All right. Well, are we done here?
I guess so. I mean,
Nice little quick recap of an episode.
yeah, we fucking got through that shit. No. No lie.
We
Thank
gotta
you
do a
guys.
top 10, yo. We gotta do a top 10 soon.
We do
Well,
got to
thank
do a
you guys
top
for
10,
fitting into
actually.
my. Thank you guys for fitting into my schedule. I definitely appreciate it. I got to make that money. Yeah, that money.
Well, AJ, now I'm
Yeah.
gonna start giving you shit because you totally did not tell us. Oh, BT Dubs, I have like an hour, by the way.
See,
Like last minute, you're like, oh yeah, by the way, we gotta fucking be done with this. So here we go.
We got 55
And we're
minutes.
off.
I did the straight AJ back in the day. You know what I mean?
He MC'd the
put us
fuck
on
out of
black
that. He
people time,
MC'd
yo.
the fuck out of that shit.
Oh, we're gonna all rock out with our cocks out. That's great.
Oh hey, no, we get in trouble for shit like that. You heard the
Yeah.
fucking documentary,
Yeah,
bro.
God damn it. Dark
Yeah.
Side of the Ring. Just,
Well, I gotta go helicopter myself. So this is AJ signing out. Thank you guys once again. I'm gonna go helicopter.
W E World Heavy.
They do it right. We're
Oh,
gonna do
he's
it.
gonna-
We're gonna go out.
I'm
I'm
pretty
gonna put
sure
it on.
I'm offended. You know what I mean?
Put it on.
W
W.
There's the
Yeah,
helicopter
hilarious.
right there.
Girl, heavy. Wait. Oh, I'm glad this is not being recorded because there goes my political career.
Oh,
And that shit died 20 years ago.
Man, you ain't never tell a lie.
It's like it died before
Alright.
it got started.
thank you, bro. You took the
You
thought from my
didn't tell
brain.
him?
Oh, what?
You didn't tell him we're still recording?
Oh, it's
No, no,
yeah,
no.
it's definitely still
video.
recording.
Okay.
The video's not recording, so we don't know what just happened.
Oh,
Fuck with me, I'll start videoing this shit every time.
Yeah. All right, Hulkamania. I'm gonna go drop the leg. Love you all. I'll see you guys soon. Peace, Grease, and Afro Sheen, baby. AJ Mitchell out, baby.
later, Gator.
Later.
Adios.
Oh,
All right, guys. Love you all.
goodbye. It's just like we're going.
That's the title. That's the title of this pod. Black people time.
Black people time.
That's what we all.
Yeah.
He's like,
Man, don't nobody want to give a damn about that, AJ.
CM Punk, bro. He's supposed to be creating momentum.
Well, he ain't.
With Hobbs?
Yeah, bro.
Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
That's why it's noteworthy because it's hilarious.
Hey. CM Punk's the GOAT, though. That's what I was told.
And the marks and the social.
Definitely the marks. I mean, hell, I'm a mark, but it depends on what I'm a mark for.
Use a special type of mark.